Welcome to Intuition 101 video series. Welcome to my channel if you're new to my channel. This video series is giving you 5 major tips, going over 5 major factors that can help you develop your intuition wherever you are, from beginning to advanced. I believe you're going to find something in this video series that's going to help you to expand your natural sixth sense. The truth is, everyone is born with the intuitive ability or function. Welcome to Intuition 101, Factor 1, Attitude and Beliefs. We're talking about the law of attraction. Your thoughts create your reality, and that applies to your whole human experience, and intuition is no exception. So your beliefs about intuition determine your experience of intuition, your attitude about your sixth sense and receiving information and guidance beyond the 5 senses. If you think it's stupid, if you think it's legitimate, if you think it's fun, if you think it's powerful, if you think it's woo-woo and for flaky people, or it's mystical and everyone has it, those are all beliefs about intuition, and your particular beliefs about intuition and your beliefs about your intuitive ability have a huge impact in how you experience your intuition, if you are aware of your intuition, if you experience it. So let's talk about this a little bit. I believe this is the number 1 factor in intuitive development. If you're looking to develop your intuition, number 1 tip: pay attention to your beliefs about intuition and your belief in your ability to be intuitive, to connect with your intuition. If you believe that you're intuitive and you can expand this ability, you are a billion times more likely to be able to develop your intuition more. If you believe that it's silly, or that you don't have the ability, then, or the potential, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to develop this. This is the number 1 factor in so many areas of life. Your beliefs, your thoughts about this really have a huge impact in your experience. So sometimes we're not even aware of our beliefs, and intuition is another area. You might not even be aware of your self-talk, what you're telling yourself, what the inner dialogue is. So start paying attention to that, is my suggestion. You might also not be aware that you've inherited some beliefs about intuition, good or bad, or neutral, or a mixture, from your family, from your culture. So what does your family believe about intuition? What is the culture you were raised in, your school, your whole cultural context, your church, your spiritual community growing up? Now, what do they believe? So this can have a really big impact in the beliefs that we develop as a young person and that we might still be carrying around today. So you may not be aware of some of them until you start asking yourself, until you start maybe journaling about it, meditating on it, paying attention to what your thoughts are. If your family believes that science is king and there's no such thing as understanding without the empirical method and research, then it's possible you may have inherited some or all of that. So paying attention to if you think intuition is sacred and valid, paying attention to what beliefs you may have inherited about that, and reprogramming those beliefs if there is a pattern that you notice of thinking it's silly or stupid, or understanding something in non-logical, non-linear ways is not okay, then being able to reprogram that with the truth that this is a huge part of our intelligence and our psyche and our consciousness. So here's an exercise if you'd like to get in touch with your beliefs a little bit more about intuition. Fill in the blank. If I expanded my intuitive ability more, it would mean people who are intuitive are intuition is, and feel free to go back and pause the video to give yourself time to fill in the blanks. But if you write down the first things that come to mind, it can help you understand what your beliefs are right now about intuition, to help you understand which ones you want to keep and which ones to reprogram. So how do you reprogram your beliefs? Well, it's just a matter of repeating the belief um, over and over again and anchoring it in your body, mind, spirit. One tip for reprogramming positive beliefs about intuition and your intuitive ability um, is to write it down on, say, an index card and display it somewhere that you see it. So, um, something like, I am intuitive and I'm expanding my intuition in joyful ways. Um, Intuition is sacred and my birthright, and it's joyful and fun to explore this part of myself. So those are a couple of beliefs. You might come up with some other ones. You can write them down and display them, and this helps you um, be exposed to them every day, to see them every day and remind you of these new beliefs. And this can help you to reprogram these over time. So let's hear from a few of my intuitive friends and colleagues about their thoughts on this factor.
Attitudes and beliefs. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I think intuition is so primal that attitude is almost insignificant in my experience, only because it cuts right through. It's so primal that it cuts right through the attitude. Like, for example, let's just say that I'm having an attitude where, oh, I can't connect, or oh, I'm having a bad day. And I can, and somebody comes to me and asks me a question about their life, I can still connect because it goes past that. It cuts right through the attitude. Um, but beliefs are something altogether different, in my opinion. Um, so, you know, gosh, if you have a belief system where you don't think that your intuition is important, then you're not gonna be able to tap in properly. And just like contrary to that, if you believe that your intuition is really gonna get you somewhere, then you're gonna tap in and you're gonna open up and you're probably gonna find the answers.
This is a very good point. Attitude is everything. Like what you believe in. If you can do something but you don't truly believe in it, you won't be able to do it. So the belief and your attitude towards intuitive development is very important. There are some people, their mind, their brain is very easy to get to that intuitive state, but they don't have that belief system about intuition. They actually end up not doing it. Or you might have heard stories of people who are very intuitive and that they felt like it's impeding on or their own life. They feel like they are not convenient for them or is interfering with their own life. With that attitude, they actually can turn off their intuition, so they lose that ability. So what you think, what your attitudes are towards intuitive development is going to make it or break it. It is super important. So that's the number one thing you want to check out is your thoughts towards intuition. It is supporting intuitive development or it is suppressing development, because that's the number one factor that can determine whether or not you succeed.
Well, I approach intuition from an attitude of open mindedness, curiosity, and I also try to do some experimenting. So if I learn something new about intuition, I I basically try to follow the instructions of what I learned. So it can be about concentration, visualization, contemplation, and so forth, and meditation, very, very importantly.
Interesting. How do you think keeping an open mind affects your intuitive ability?
Um, when you have an open mind, you 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 are not dismissive. So you may get a feeling or a message or something, and if you have an open mind, then you're more receptive to the intuition. If you don't have an open mind, you won't be receptive to intuition. Um, we were able, you get a feeling about something that, um, the day isn't gonna feel right. And so, depending on how deep you are with your intuition, you probably can pinpoint what the problem could be and you could prepare for it and be able to get through the day.
I like to be playful because I get my intuition, and it surprises me. Like sometimes my intuition can surprise me. It's not what my rational brain thinks it should be. I think it's important to let go of that feeling like you have to always be right per se, because intuition can be a different kind of knowing. It can surprise one. It surprises me sometimes. Um, and just to be open and just to be really open, I think that really makes a difference. I think children are naturally intuitive unless they kind of get it trained out of them. I believe we're all intuitive, and we can all get in touch with that information within us.
I see. So having a playful attitude and an open attitude, not being afraid to be wrong,
Mm-hmm.
being willing to be wrong. Those are all things that can help you develop your intuitive ability.
Yes.